Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Chaos Cup. We're in week number 1. I heard some sort of Super Blood Bowls going on today. They must be talking about tonight's games. It's gonna be pretty super, I think. Tonight, we're gonna have Entanglements versus Tizz Savage Boys, Conkill versus Tizzle Bizzle, Imperial Nobility versus Orcs. This is not our only game today. We don't have a doubleheader today. We have another game at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. This will be our first game of the night. It's going to be a fun one. Control versus Bash. We'll take a look at those two teams after we take a look at the standings. We're in Division C for this matchup. Currently in first place is Clyphus's Odin. It's Nuffle. It's the Norse team. They won this week. 2-0. They're in first place. Moves NC Snakes with a draw. They're in second place. War Horsemen had a draw this week as well. The Nurse's Nose Count, the Norse team, they are tied for second place. Entanglements facing off against the Tizz Savage Boys here in Division C. 9 weeks of regulation play in this competition with 8 games being played per team. The top 2 teams of each division make the cut to top 8, plus the 2 highest teams besides. The home team for this game this afternoon is going to be the Entanglements. They're coming to a TV of 990,000 gold, a full 11 players on the roster, 2 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They've got 2 blitzers, 3 bodyguards, a thrower, and a bunch of linemen. They're going to be up against an orc team. Orc teams, if you're familiar with the tabletop game, you get an orc team in the box for free. Not for free, you paid a lot of money. You get orcs and humans in the box. So orcs, a very familiar team to those who've played lots of Blood Bowl. Tizz Savage Boys coming in with 11 players on the roster as well. Also at 990,000 gold, so no petty cash this evening. That'll be pretty true for most of these games here in week 1 and probably even week 2. 1 Oppo on the roster, 1 dedicated fan, 2 re-rolls. They've got all 4 blitzers, all 4 big and blockers, 2 linemen, and a goblin. How are these 2 teams gonna play tonight? Orcs Bash, that's what they do in this matchup. That's what they do. They're the bashy team. They've got the strength advantage. They've got the skill advantage with the block skill on 4 of those blitzers. Big and blockers have a strength of 4. The blitzers have the block skill. Had to pick up a goblin because wanted to have this full complement of very important pieces on this roster. Very resilient team, save of course for the goblin, but the goblin's job is to go in there and be a nuisance, to be a fouler, to be somebody who assists. Not a whole lot of speed, but they're not super slow either. They're not dwarf slow. The blitzers have an MA of 6. Everyone else, and the goblin of course, and everyone else has an MA of 5. 10 plus means it's going to be very hard to remove these players from the pitch unless a foul is taken. Just 2 rerolls on the roster. They do have the Oppo. Their job is to bash the opposing team into oblivion. They're going to leverage those blitzers to take the block, get the 2 dies with the big and blockers as well. They're going to be up against a control team. When we say a control team, what does that mean? That means that this team has skills that allow it to decide where pieces are going to be on the pitch. You can see the 2 blitzers here, probably the stars of the show. MA7, fastest pieces on this roster. Standard strength, standard edge, AV 9+, standard AV. They have the block skill. They also have catch, so they're blitzers who double as receivers. Pretty good pieces in my opinion. The 3 bodyguards on this roster, these are control pieces. They have stand firm and they have wrestle. Wrestle means on a both down result they can basically take the both down result, have no armor break, have no turnover. But stand firm means if they were to get pushed, they can choose not to get pushed back and stay right where they are. The linemen here have fend as well. That means that when they get blocked down and get pushed away, the opponent is not allowed to follow up. Again, all these skills are optional, so Conkill has an option to use these when it's advantageous, and that's pretty powerful, right? You have the Imperial Thrower here in number 6, kind of a control piece as well. Of course, they have the pass skill, but they also have this interesting skill we don't see too often. It's running pass. This means if they make a quick pass, that's the shortest pass you can make in Blood Bowl. There's quick passes, short passes, long passes, and long bombs. If they make a quick pass, typically when you pass, your activation's done. Not true for the number 6 thrower here. If they make a quick pass, they can continue moving, right? Again, sort of a control skill here. Can make the pass, can reposition it where he wants to be. So the job of the Entanglements here is to control pitch. They want to carve out certain sections of the pitch, control it, so that when they're on offense, they get to move down it unhindered, and when they're on defense, they're going to stop the offense dead in its tracks. The Orc team doesn't have a real passing game to speak of, so Entanglements is not going to have to worry about that on defense, whereas On offense, Entanglements does have a bit of a passing game here. They do have the thrower. They have these blitzers with the catch skill. And so the Orc team is going to have to worry about that. And Orcs don't want to do that, right? When Orcs go up against a team, they don't want to spread out. They want to kind of group together a little bit and get those assists and start punching people in the face. By spreading them out, it's going to make it a little bit weaker. The Orc team does have the strength advantage. They do have the skill advantage in the 4 blitzers with the block skill. They'll need to lean into that if they want to win today. But it's going to be... they're going to have to do that while keeping their formation in check, and that's going to be determined by how Conkill decides to play both this offense and defense. I think the Entanglements control the momentum in this matchup. What they do decides what the opponent does. If Conkill can control the pitch while keeping players alive, they have a good chance of winning this game. Otherwise, the Orcs are going to lean in heavily to what they do, and they will almost certainly win this game. You have to watch out for these linemen. While they do have Fend, and while it is powerful, they are going to have to rely on Fend because they have a fragile AV of 8+. So they're going to be the first targets for this Orc team. The Orc team's going to see these linemen. They're going to say, I want to take a blitz on that. I want to start removing players. I want to get that player advantage so I can start removing even more players. And now his control... I don't want to say gimmick, his control strategy starts to crumble, right? Once you start to lose these control pieces, you control less and less of the pitch. And when you're a control team not controlling the pitch, you're in trouble. So that's how these two teams are going to play today. Not a lot of money coming to either team. This is going to be a hindrance as well. So we don't often talk about this. I'm trying to point it out here in the early weeks of the competition. But you can see the dedicated fans here are just 1 and 2. You sum those up to determine how much money the teams earn each game. And so with low dedicated fan counts, that means you're not getting a whole lot of money. If you don't get a whole lot of money, you're not hiring new players, right? So that's something to watch out for. A lot of teams, or a number of teams, I should say, have decided to go heavy on the dedicated fans early in the season so that they will have a lot of money, right? The earlier you have more fans, the more money you're making over the course of a season. But of course, those dedicated fans can go up as you win games. So we'll see if that's going to affect these two teams going later and later into this competition, and perhaps even later and later into the season. All right, let's see if these coaches are ready to go. We'll get this game underway. Again, we have another game this evening starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's UTC -5. It's going to be the debut of the current league champion, Nick Satan, facing off against S. Beaver over in Division B. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. Electrics Man, Ajax the Ride, thanks for hanging out. Festung, I asked this before, I'm sorry, is it Festung or Festoon? You may have answered and I may not have seen it. Cobblestorm, Boot Polish, welcome to the stream as well. Again, clear skies, beautiful pitch. I don't think standing on top of a barrel with your camera in the water is necessarily the right place to be, cameraman. Festoon. All right, thank you very much. I feel like more like the second means I'm still off. But thank you. Imperial entanglements are best avoided. Here's the coin toss. Nothing happening in the inducement phase. Savage Boys win the coin toss. They're going to elect to be on offense to start this game. Very quick defensive setup here. Has the column formation. We've talked about this before. These columns make it very difficult to blitz through and open up a lane. These three spaces here currently are open save for the line. Electric Man says it's Festoon. Oh, another prayer to Nuffle. Throw a rock. Oh boy, who's getting rocked? Nobody? Boo. Ball kick to the 18-yard line. First block of the game is going to be an armor break on that 8+ AV. There's a KO. 1 minute player advantage for the Savage Boys. They take out the left defensive end. We're going to get another knockdown on Elvis Presnott, the number 10 Imperial lineman here. Another 8+ will break armor. Boy, oh boy. 2 blocks, 2 armor breaks. That's it. We talked about it. We talked about how these linemen are going to work. 8+, they're the targets. 3 on the line, that's where linemen go. 2 removals here and 2 blocks for the Savage Boys. Cobblestorm says, yeah, that's nobility as I know them. Tizzle Bizzle themselves, the number 11 Goblin, not just the coach of the team, but also a player back to receive. Two-die blitz on the right inner linebacker, Towns Square Knot, the number 4 bodyguard. Gets a push out of this. Elects not to use the stand firm skill here. Again, remember, all skills, unless they otherwise say so in Blood Bowl, are optional. So my Amazon Echo decided to tell me... Oh, my Amazon Echo just responded to the question, how to use the stand firm. On the bonus clock here in turn 1. Repositioning players before the ball pickup. Still has a block to take on the nose tackle. 3+ pickup. Fails the pickup. Probably lets this rock. Yes, indeed. That'll be a turnover. Turn 1 now for the Entanglements. 3 rerolls for the Entanglements. Lineman, the number 8 lineman comes up to cross the line of scrimmage, and Mark Mutt, the number 10 lineman over in the right wide zone. Here's the blitz by Michael Boland. It's a knockdown here. Can't get through that mighty 10+ armor. Follows up and starts to apply some pressure. Michael Boland, the number 2 blitzer, now on the opposing 8-yard line. 2 rushes. Charles Windsor, the number 6 thrower, applying. Wow, lots of pressure here with the imps. Ollie Sheepbend, the number 3 bodyguard, comes over in the right wide zone, takes a mark on Lorax Dream. Rush by Pat Cloverhitch brings the other blitzer down pitch as well. Just 3 in the backfield, or 3 in the secondary. Two-die uphill of number 5 is a pal. Roger Overland said, "Hey, you gonna leave me here? I'm gonna show you why I'm a menace." Turn 2 now for the Savage Boys. Immense pressure by this defense. They're gonna have to secure this ball in this turn. Could be a little tricky. We might see a ball pickup early in the turn. Try to see how it works out before repositioning. But if that fails, even with a reroll, that's going to be trouble. If not, we might see the offense maybe come back to protect the ball first. Two-die block on the line. It's going to be a push. Electrics man cheering for this defense. Fend activated. Can't follow up by Space Magic. Took the block. Still has Shunter USA to stand up. There's the stand up. Have to be a little bit careful with rolling dice before doing things like repositioning or standing up players. If the dice rolls don't work out, your prone player will remain prone. And when a player is prone, they will not have their tackle zones. Moves number 7 over to the left to mark Pat Cloverhitch and Ollie Sheetben, the 2 Imperial players over in the left wide zone. In order to climb into first place here in week 1, the winner will have to win by at least 2 touchdowns. Five seconds left on the clock for the Savage Boys. Really thinking carefully, probably plotting out the moves of Tizzle Bizzle. Looks like Tizzle Bizzle's going to have to rush. Going for the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown on Roger Oberlin, the left inside linebacker. 8+ breaks armor. There's the armor break. Gets a stun out of it. Hunting those linemen as you do. They're the weak point of the team. 3+ pickup works out. Gonna see a couple of rushes here. No rush. Ooh, here's one. There's the second. Well done. Secures the ball on their own 6-yard line. Turn 2 now for Entanglements. Two-die block over the right side. This will be a knockdown on Mud. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. Two-die block in the left wide zone against Lorax Dream. Gets a knockdown here. Now currently has a 1-die with Pat Cloverhitch against the big end blocker number 7, Bernie Buffoon. I guess it's not really Buffoon, it's Buffon. Takes the 1-die, got a pal. Looking for a 10+. There it is, got another armor break, another stun. It keeps showing the dice for the armor break here and not the injury roll. So I saw 11. It was 11. Oh, rolled a skull here. Leaves it alone. That'll be a turnover. I'm like, how is it an 11 a stun? Turn 3 now for the Savage Boys. Tried to crack open the cage in the back right corner. Failed the 1-die. It was a favorable attempt even with the 1-die block because they have the block skill. It's one more phase that's safe for them. Didn't work out. Those skulls always fail. Shunter USA is going to advance down to the opposing 10-yard line just inside the left wide zone. Looks like we're going to see some ball movement right through here. Yes, indeed. There it is. Ball on the opposing 8-yard line now. We'll certainly close off this cage. Takes a mark on the down lineman, Roger Overland. Ten seconds left on the clock. Locks down Henry rolling hitch. Rolling deuce. Marked by Chelsea Zola. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets a knockdown. Elects not to use stand firm. Says, yeah, get me out of here. Under 6 minutes on the bonus clock for the Savage Boys. 2 more movements with the blitzer. When you blitz, you move and block all in one turn. So once you take your block, you may continue moving. Surprised Mutt wasn't stood up. Was Mutt stunned? Oh yeah, Mutt was stunned. All 3 rerolls remaining for the Entanglements. Town Square Knot repositions to get in front of the cage. The number 4 bodyguard. Bodyguards have stand firm. They have wrestle as well. Wrestle's going to make the both down results safe for them. Now the thrower comes in to take a mark on Little Yoshi 1979. A mark taken on Rambo. Rambo, the back left corner of the cage currently. Number 3 blitzer. Pat Cloverhitch comes in to take a mark on number 3 as well. Now the blitz. 2-die blitz on number 9. Gets a knockdown thanks to the block skill here. No on the block. 1 shy away. A rush to reposition the blitzer. Takes a mark on number 8. Gonna bring in another assist here. 2 assists on number 8. For the 1-die block, got the pal here with Henry rolling hitch. Breaks armor again. And this time got the KO. Well done. 1-man player advantage now for the Savage Boys. Always an accomplishment to remove an orc from the pitch. Turn 4 for the Savage Boys. Just 1 reroll remaining for the half. They're going to mark players. Marking players suggesting they want to move this ball here on this turn. One of their corners marked by 2 players. The assist makes it difficult for number 3 to blitz away. Could see a blitz with number 5 potentially. Number 5 clears out number 3, repositions forward. Or even just reposition number 5. Number 3 can blitz out. The ball can move forward 1 space. Savage Boys have to be a little careful here as the defense, while on the side of the offense, is still bearing down on them. Got to move this ball forward a whole bunch of spaces. Looks like they're going to move the ball down to the 18-yard line. Nobody to cover the back of the cage currently. Blitz declared by Chelsea. Zola gets a push. It's going to clear up the blitzer to follow the ball carrier. Takes a mark on Towns square knot. Towns square knot marking the back right corner of the cage. The back left corner is currently empty, but the 3+ dodge makes that no problem. Rambo fills in the cage. One die block back against Henry rolling hitch. Gets a push out of this. Will not be allowed to follow up to defend. One die block on Roland Noose near the ball carrier. This will be a push with a stand firm result. So they remain right where they are. Savage Boys with just 4 minutes, 47 seconds left on the bonus clock. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. Entanglements on defense. They find themselves behind the ball currently. Taking a mark on Rambo, the back left corner of this cage. Kill, deliberating, trying to figure out where he wants this defense to be, how he wants to either stop the score or force this score in this next turn, or maybe two. Two-die blitz, or two-die block gets the pal here. Breaks armor, good armor break. Great stun, follows up, takes a mark on the ball carrier. Part of this offensive contingent down for a turn, perhaps more. They're going to get marked again, this time by Michael Bolin. Fails the dodge over to the right of the cage here. 3 rerolls, probably spends it. Did spend it, but failed the reroll. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 5 now for the Savage Boys. Marking players. Eventually, a player is going to fail a die roll. I think spending the reroll was a good decision. Just didn't work out. Two-die block on Ollie Sheepend currently might end up being a blitz. We'll see. Has a 1 die with the ball carrier against Towns square knot. Knockdown on Ollie Sheepend. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a pow out of this. Looking for a removal. Got the armor break. There's the removal. Well done. Back to a 2-man player advantage for the Savage Boys. Armor value 8+ is not a lot. "30 seconds on the clock here in turn 5. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skills. Space magic on this block. That's right. I forgot. The bodyguard has wrestle. So the bodyguard wrestles space magic to the ground. That will not be a turnover. There's no armor break there. Savage Boy is going to continue to try to stall this clock out, moving the ball just outside the end zone. Four minutes, 10 seconds left on the bonus clock for the Savage Boys. Turn 5 now for Entanglements. Yeah, the bodyguards have not only stand firm, but they have wrestle. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. That's pretty good. Got the knockdown, got a stun out of it as well. Failed to catch the ball. The ball's going to end up in the end zone. A precarious place for this ball, at least for the Entanglements. Yeah, I think I would have just scored. But it is early. I mean, it's tricky, right? If you score this early, you're giving your opponent an opportunity to win the game. One die block all the way back in no man's land. Gets a POW on Bernie Buffon. Bernie Buffon? Buffon. Let's call it Buffon. Mouthy barbecue. Good dodge by the thrower. Entanglements with an opportunity to recover the ball and try to score. We'll see what the Savage Boys do on this turn, however. Goblin has been stunned. It's the only player on the team with dodge. Two-die block in the left wide zone. Gets a knockdown here. Gets an armor break. That's a KO. 3-man player advantage now for the Savage Boys. Two-die block again with the armor break. Gets a stun out of this. A kind sir, welcome to the stream. Repositioning the boys here. Not sure if there's a real good way to recover. We'll probably try to spend the blitz on the recovery attempt. Yeah, two-die block here on Town Square now. It's going to free up space magic for the blitz. Maybe Rambo? Either one of them. Rambo would have more movement. And space magic is going to take a mark on Pat Cloverhitch on the right side of this ball. JD Whitey, welcome to the stream. Here's the bit. Here's the blitz. Two-die blitz. Gets the POW. Gets the POW on Pat Cloverhitch. Doesn't dare push onto the ball. Not with the ball in the end zone. Now the Savage Boys marking the ball. Going to take a mark on Michael Bolin. Anyway, he says, why would you make me have the bye week 1? My rats are so bored. Wasn't me. Turn 6 now for Entanglements. Entanglements on defense here. The Orcs got by this team after a couple of big removals on turn 1 on the line. But this defense has been keeping the pressure on. Was able to take the blitz on the ball carrier after the Savage Boys decided not to score when they had the opportunity to. They thought they could stall this out for a turn. Lost the ball. Tizzle Bizzle got stunned, but remains on the pitch. The ball now ends up on the entanglement, or inside the Entanglements end zone. Blitz right out of the gate. 1 die. Blitz results in a push on Rambo, pushing onto the ball. Oh boy, we'll see where this ball ends up. In the hands of Pat Cloverhitch. Couldn't catch the ball, and the ball's not going to go very far. It's going to get thrown back in on the 18-yard line, and a rush will get Roland Noose, the blitzer, onto the ball. One more rush to a 3+ pickup. Well done, and now Roland Noose in possession of the ball. Not a bad decision at all to push onto the ball there. This Entanglements can't score here. They score all the way down here. So by pushing on the ball, almost anywhere is better than here. And Entanglements were able to recover. Turn 7 now for the Savage Boys. Boy, I might get sassy. 1, 2, 3. Dodge rush to try to surf Pat Cloverhitch. Save the blitz for the ball carrier. Yeah, well, I thought you're absolutely right. I thought Space Magic would be the one with the block skill to go after the ball carrier. But nope, it's going to be Lorax Dream. And so Space Magic will go for the surf. Got the surf. Well done. Good surf by Space Magic. I didn't realize the Lorax Dream was down here. Someone with the block skill would come up here. Could very well have been Chelsea Zola, though. Really could have been Rambo as well. Back on the bonus clock for the Savage Boys. Gonna try to pick the ball up here with Rambo. Spends the reroll, perhaps. Spends the reroll, fails the pickup. That'll be a turnover. Turn 7 now for Entanglements. The Savage Boys desperately trying to recover this ball and score. Floyd Trucker Hitch rushes to take a mark on the ball. Defense doing a great job of keeping this pressure intact and preventing this offense from really being able to recover. 3+ dodge for the ball pickup. Works out. Sixes always succeed. Passes the ball. He's going to spend the reroll here. Doesn't spend the I guess you don't need to because it was a successful pass. So the ball will get down pitch. Just won't be caught. Oh! Double pals on Roland. Noose will be a knockdown. Looking for the 9+. Doesn't get it. All but impossible for the Savage Boys to score now. I would have spent a reroll there. I would have spent a reroll, and if it worked out, and Nuffle were on my side, I'd just try to dodge away and try to get on the board. Talked about the pass distances in Blood Bowl. There are 4 of them. This is quick pass, short pass, long bomb. But it's a physical ruler, right? It's not number of spaces. They just happen to work out to... Oops. I actually calculated the spaces wrong anyway. Good removal. It's 3, 3, 4, 3, and then diagonally that would be 2, 2, 3, 2, and then there's a circle. There's a radius here that you can pass to. Final turn of the first quarter. The defense did its job. Stopped the score. Well, all but stop the score. I don't think anybody can get it. Yeah. Nobody's in position. Number 7 can't pass. And that'll be it. 0-0 the score. Well, wow, got three KOs back as well. Well done by Entanglements. Savage Boys did a great job on offense. Just tried to stall for a turn, and that was their undoing. But again, that's a tricky decision to make because they pushed forward, were able to score, but it was early, so that means they would have had to defend for a quarter. And if Entanglements got on the board, with them being on offense in the second half, they'd be in great shape to win the game. But it turns out they still are now. No score by the Savage Boys means that Entanglements will start this drive on offense. And they'll try to hold off on scoring until turn 16. JD Whitey says, most people don't even use the ruler. There's a passing chart that's easier to understand. There is. That's true. But rules as written, there's a ruler. And the passing chart is just the calculation of the ruler. But yes, there's a passing chart that's available. Gold Stacker, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Three on the line spread wide for this defense. 2 in either wide zone, 3 in the secondary. 4 on the line for the offense. 2 left, 2 right. 2 in the left wide zone, 1 on the right. Naturally, Charles Windsor back to receive. Here's the kick. It's a quick snap. Rolls a 1 on the D3, so gets a free opportunity to recover this ball. 3 more players that can move 1 space. 3 more players who aren't marked. Cole Carrickbend? Is that how that's said? Moves forward 1 space in the right wide zone. Shifts the halfback up to the line. Good recovery by the thrower. Entanglements with the 2-die block on Mutt, the left defensive end. One-man player advantage for the Savage Boys currently. Savage Boys now, I think they're in a little trickier of a position here. We talked about this in the pregame. They do have to be worried about the passing game. Two-day block on Mouthy Barbecue. Gets a push out of this. Ball carrier advances to their own 10-yard line, and that will be the turn. So the offense has their protection here. Took their blocks. The defense has to be a little here. If they're going to apply pressure, they're going to have to be very, very careful. Again, there is a passing game in play. Bernie Buffon, number 7 blocker, is going to take a mark on the number 9 Imperial Retainer. Elvis Presnott. 100-minute play for the Savage Boys. Savage Boys just 3 minutes 49 seconds on the bonus clock. It's about the halfway mark. Two-die block or two-die blitz in the left wide zone is going to be a knockdown, but no armor break. Again, going after those fragile linemen, 8+. Repositions to take a mark on Michael Bolin. I used to go rock climbing all the time. I am far too out of shape to rock climb now. I actually, so I would rock climb 2 or 3 times a week. In the winter, that would be indoor only, and in the summer, maybe once a weekend a month. Because I live in the Mid-Atlantic, so we have lots and lots of beautiful climbing everywhere. And I love rock climbing, but I don't know if I can remember any of my knots anymore. Two-die block on Pat Cloverhitch. This isn't going to work out. Spends the reroll into double skulls. That's a turnover. Sometimes. Sometimes. Quad skulls on the roll. Two-die block over in the left wide zone here against Lorak's Dream. Gets a both standing result or a push. Uses the both standing result. Yeah, so I guess one of the, I don't know if more experience is the right term. I ended up being, so when you climb outside, generally speaking, it's not like you see in the movie. Like, nobody's putting pitons in or anything. In fact, that's often not allowed because you're defacing the rock. So you have these temporary protection pieces, and there's all sorts of different kinds. So the lead, whoever starts the climb, right? You don't have a rope at the top. You got to get it there somehow. So somebody climbs with the rope at the bottom, hands off to number 3, but fails the handoff. The ball's going to scatter back to the Savage Boys 6-yard line, and now the Savage Boys have an opportunity to recover this ball. Went for the handoff, failed the handoff, even with the catch skill. Nuffle taketh. Well said. Nuffle taketh and taketh away. Anyhow, so you start with the rope on the ground, and somebody has to lead climb, right? They have to take that rope and kind of take it with them as they climb. So you put it in these temporary pieces of protection, and there's different sorts. There's cans and nuts and stuff, and you kind of just put them in cracks along the way, and you clip your ropes to those. And then when they get to the top, they'll be lowered back down, and then everybody else can top rope it. Right? Top, you can climb on that rope. You can go up and down as much as you like, but then when you're done, somebody has to remove the rope, right? So it's in reverse. Well, you would think it's in reverse, right? You top rope up to where the rope was, but then how do you come down without a rope? So you rappel down. So the last person to climb it is the cleaner, and I would always have to be the cleaner. I don't know why I'm telling this story, by the way. I would always have to be the cleaner. So you have to climb, and then where all the pieces of protection are, you have to take them out of the rock, unclip the rope from them, put them on your harness until you get to the top. And then when you get to the top, there's this moment. And for as long as I've been climbing, it still scares me every time I do it. When you get to the top, there's usually an anchor of some sort, and the rope's going to remain in there, and then you're going to rappel down from that. But there's a moment where you have to untie from the rope. It's stunned on the right side. Because to rappel down, you have to use I've already forgot the name of it. Why am I blanking out? I can't remember what, the belay device. All I had in my head was ATC, because that's a name brand of a belay device. Anyway, to wrap down, you basically have to belay yourself, and so there's a moment where you have to untie from the rope, and there's a way to do it perfectly safely, and I do it that way every single time. But it still scares me. I'm always afraid that I'm gonna drop the rope or something. So What I would do is I would actually tie the rope elsewhere on my harness first, so that I couldn't drop it. Then I would set up what's called an auto block, which is another piece of rope that I would wrap around the rope itself. Turn over here on the skull. Turn 11 now for the entanglements, and then I would disconnect the rope and hook it up to my to my belay device. I had one called a gree. It doesn't matter, but. The auto block is there, so, because now when you belay yourself, you're just holding the rope with your hands, and if you let go, you're in trouble. So the auto block is basically a coil of rope that if you let go for whatever reason, it'll cinch up on the rope for you. I don't know why I'm telling this story. My point is, I always had to be the damn cleaner, and it's exhausting, and it's scary. But I love rock climbing. I absolutely love it. Savage Boys recover the ball with Rambo, and now Entanglements find themselves on defense, so they're repositioning the secondary here quickly. Take a blitz on the Goblin. Goblin, a fragile piece, trying to remove it from the pitch. Doesn't get the armor break, though. Jedi blocking the left wide zones, a both standing result. Rock climbing is one of those sports where you get like, I don't know what you would call them, like know-it-alls or whatever. I remember I'd set up an anchor once and some guy was like, Can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, sure, what's up? He's like, well, here you've done this and you should have done that. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it would have been fine if it was a dangerous thing, but it wasn't. He just had opinions. Oh, I hate that. Or you'd see people do that to other people all the time. There was one time I was climbing, my buddy, so instead of leading the climb, we were able to, you know, approach walk up to the top of the climb first so we could set up an anchor and then throw the rope over. And I got about 3/4 of the way up and the rope got caught on something. And so my buddy was belaying me, and he's like, I can't take, you know, the belayer takes in the slack as you climb up. He's like, I can't take any more slack. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And he's like, you're going to have to disconnect and climb the rest. And it was probably a solid 15 to 20 minutes where I was like, I am not doing that. You are going to figure something out. He's like, what do you want me to do? So I had to disconnect and free climb the last quarter. 25 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, it was very scary. It's also a little annoying too in certain we have lots and lots of climbing around here. In certain places, people can already get to the top, but they're often not climbers. So you'll be climbing, and then people will be like poking their head over, like asking you questions. I don't mind them asking questions, but like if I'm in the middle of a tough climb, then I can't really answer you. Or like even worse is when they throw things over the cliff. That is like that would infuriate me. Like if I were in the middle of a climb and that happens, like I get to the top and I'm just like, hey, don't throw things. Good dodge by the ball carrier across the line of scrimmage to the opposing 2-yard line now. And the Savage Boys on the comeback trail. I was belaying somebody once on a climb, and as the belayer, the climber's life is in your hands. So you know, obviously you have to take that seriously. So I was belaying them, and a snake just fell out of the tree above me onto the tarp we had below where the rope was and slithered into the rocks. And I was like, this is the worst day of my life. Just snakes falling out of the sky. You can't let go. You've got to hold the belay. Repositioning the secondary here for Entanglements. They started on offense. They had a great defense. Applied some early pressure in the first half. The offense was able to get away, but the Savage Boys thought they could stall out for a turn. A good blitz by Entanglements stopped that offense dead in its tracks. And now this Imperial offense losing the ball. And it's the Savage Boys who were able to capitalize and recover. After the blitz is going to mark the back right corner of the cage here. Space Magic. Pat Cloverhitch on the blitz. Black Wolf, welcome to the stream. Final turn of the third quarter coming up. The Savage Boys able to recover this ball on defense. A couple of linemen in their way. Electric Span says, did you ever climb up and think, I could have just walked up the path? No, not really. So I'm particularly like steep, not vertical climb. So there's a climbing system. There's actually a number of climbing systems, but in America we use the Yosemite grading system, and so it's like a number dot another number and often a letter, and the first number is sort of the kind of the slope, you could think. 2-die blitz on Roger Overland, looking for the 8+ here. Doesn't get it, but looks like it's going to move the ball to just off the right sideline, perhaps. Move it up to the opposing 8-yard line. We'll see. So all vertical climbs are a 5-point something. But the approach, getting up to the climb, I mean, that could be anything from flat to like you're crawling on your hands and feet. And there'd be some approaches that were like a 4, right? So they'd be pretty tough approaches, especially with all everything in your pack and stuff. Yes, the ball does advance to the opposing 8. Blitz still on the table. Space Magic may blitz away. Back on the bonus clock once more. The Savage Boys with just over 1 minute left on the bonus clock. Trying to close off this path to the ball carrier. Well done. 1-die block on Pat Cloverhitch is going to be a POW. Another armor break. Gets a stun. Just 23 seconds left on the clock for the Savage Boys. 1-die block on Roland Noose. Looks like it'll be a wrestle down. No! Elected not to use the wrestle. Got nothing out of it. Said, we'll see how the dice fare. And that'll be a turnover. Just 17 seconds left on the clock for the Tizz Savage Boys. Fourth and final quarter begins here. Entanglements trying desperately to stop the score. They were in a good position to win. Lost the ball and now are just looking not to lose the game. Such is the finicky nature of Nuffle. Oh, Hank the Ranger, welcome to the stream. Hank the Ranger says, I encountered a timber rattlesnake while hiking in Virginia. Hearing that rattle go off was scary. It was aggressive. Just let us know. It wasn't aggressive. Just let us know it was getting too close. I would be terrified. That was actually my biggest fear of climbing in fall, in autumn. I was afraid of like stepping on a snake hidden in leaves. Because you're right, generally, like, I mean, we've seen lots of, we saw a huge snake on one climb, but like generally they leave you alone if you don't do something to them. So I was always afraid of stepping on them. Blitz by Michael Boland to take a mark on the ball carrier. Two great defenses at work here in this game. This has been a lot of fun to watch. One die block on Mouthy Barbecue. That's going to be a skull. Turn 13 now for the Savage Boys. The best part about climbing with like outdoor climbing with leads was like you've got like a physical aspect, of course, but you've also got a mental aspect and an emotional aspect. The emotional aspect is just getting over the fear, right? Like you do a scary climb. Can I hold on? Can I get, I don't want to use climbing terms. Can I finish the climb? But the mental components there as well is like, where are the holds? On some climbs, on popular climbs, they're pretty well marked with chalk. But also, how much gear, if I'm going to lead it, how much gear do I bring? Because if I bring a whole bunch of protection with me, that's going to be real heavy. I could bring a lot less, but now the distance I have to climb between each piece of protection is going to be longer. Am I going to run this climb out or not? So I liked how rock climbing kind of combined all that stuff. Did I block on Roger Overland? That is going to be a turnover. Oh no. Turn 14 back to Entanglements. Ball carrier currently marked. Entanglements still have some players down pitch. Unfortunately, one of those players is their thrower. Electric Span says better to have it and not need it. Sure, you can take that approach, but it gets heavy, especially if you. I didn't like. There's passive protection and active protection. Passive protection is like a nut. There was also something called like a tri-cam, which I don't even know if people use anymore. But basically, they're just pieces of metal that you would stick in a rock that would like kind of fill in the gap a little bit. I like what was called active protection. I would use blitz into a skull, has to re-roll this. One die, got the pow on Rambo. And broke armor as well. The ball is the ball's gonna be thrown back in. Oh, on the Entanglement's own 8-yard line. It is anybody's ball game right now. One more space of movement with the blitzer, but it would have to be a dodge. Doesn't risk it. But yeah, so active protection, I had what are called cams. And you would like squeeze a trigger and put them in the rock, and then when you let go, they would actually apply pressure onto the rock, and that pressure increases as like you pull on it with the rope. 2 rushes to get the thrower onto the ball. So, but those cams are really heavy. Black Wolf says, I'll never forget as a kid seeing a National Geographic magazine of a guy sleeping in a hammock on the side of a mountain. When I saw that, I was like, nope. Yeah, so those are multi-pitch climbs or multi-day climbs. So a pitch is basically, you can think of it as like a single climb, but maybe you're on a really tall mountain. You're not going to bring enough rope that covers the whole length of the entire climb. So you're going to climb a little bit until you get to a place where you can stand, and then you're going to haul that rope up, and then you're going to climb the next bit, and so on. And if it's a multi-day climb, you got to sleep. So there are tents that can hang off a rope that people will sleep in. There are ledges you can stand on, called porta ledges, that can get real scary. Bootball says, as a kid, we were camping in the Rockies. My brother and I were climbing on a rock slide in the morning. I pulled myself up a rather large rock and came face to face with a sunning rattlesnake. No rattle, no movement. Just lowered myself back down, checked my britches, and went back to camp. That would be terrifying to me, too. Turn 14 now. The fight is on for this ball. I think the biggest annoyance was, for whatever reason, bees love to have hives or something in cracks of rocks. Two Imperials marking the ball. Now Mutt and Shunter USA, two Orcs marking the ball here on turn 14. Both teams wanting to score if at all possible, but if they can't, they want to stop the score. Double skulls on the thrower. Oh no, that's a turnover. Wow. Blitz on the thrower. The thrower able to hold his ground after the double skulls. Turn 15 for Entanglements. They have 17 spaces to go in 2 turns. They're going to have to leave somebody in scoring position if they want to try to win this game. That's almost certainly going to be Pat Cloverhitch. Boot Polish says Nuffle is cranky today. Yes, he is. And there he goes, Pat Cloverhitch moving down pitch. It'll be the scoring attempt, the scoring threat, provided they can recover the ball. 2-die blitz. Might be a wrestle down, might be a push. A push and a follow-up to Markham, yep. Free player to come in on the 1-die. Michael Boland can come in on the assist for the 1-die. No, it's going to be Henry Rolling Hitch instead. Going to make it a 2-die with number 9. Both down can make it safe. Got the pal, didn't need it. Ball's cleared, and now the pickup with Charles Windsor has 2 rerolls still. 3+ on the pickup. 6 MA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But can he be safe? Can he be safe? I think it's going to be up to Michael Boland. Three plus pickup works out. There's the pickup. Or he might just try to pass it. Might just try to pass it right here. Here's the pass. Works out. Good reception. Even the punt would have been all right. But good reception by Pat Cloverhitch. Wow. Well done by Entanglements. I don't think anyone can get there at this point. Oh, it'll have to be up to Nuffle. Just one player, and all they can do is take a mark. It would have to be a dodge and 2 rushes to just take a mark. With no rerolls left, the Savage Boys have to be careful about taking blocks. And it's tricky, especially early in the season. Do you want to take those blocks first, try to get some SPP? You want to try to stop score and maybe get a draw out of this game? $33 left on the clock. 17 seconds left on the bonus clock. Has to mark ball carrier, and the only option is Lorak's Dream. Oh no, Tizzle Bizzle can get there as well. Took the block, gets the knockdown, but now on the bonus clock, 15 seconds left. Breaks armor, gets nothing out of it. 13 seconds to go. If they don't mark the blitzer, then Entanglements will get on the board. 6 seconds, here it is. Avoided the rush, or avoided the dodge. And that's it, that's the end of the turn. Goblin won't move, 1 mark. Is anybody in scoring position? No, I don't think so. So the Goblin's not going to move. It won't be a YOLO pass. 2-die blitz. 2-die blitz by Pat Cloverhitch coming up. Or dodge. Well done. One turn left in the game. Unless there's a timeout. Very well done. Nine on the pitch for the Entanglements. All 11 for the Tizz Savage Boys. They have a 2-man player advantage, just 1 turn to score. They're not going to be able to score unless there is a timeout. And even then, boy, they're going to have to motor. Motor and pray to Nuffle. Tizzle Bizzle back to receive. 5 on the line to block down the line. If they do get that timeout, I think they're going to prioritize getting the ball down pitch. I don't know. Maybe they won't. All right. Playing a little shallow here. I imagine this ball's going to be kicked a little deep. Putting the Goblin up on the line. Scary proposition because there's going to have to be a handoff involved, and the blitzer has animosity. Here's the kick. Deep. There it is. Deep kick, time out. The Savage Boys have an opportunity to tie this game. The ball kicked all the way into the end zone. Going to take the blocks on the line despite having no rerolls. Second pal here looking for an 8+. Got it. There's 2 SPP. Well done. Has to end this turn in scoring position. That means almost certainly on this turn it's going to be a pass to a handoff. No rerolls remaining. Oh boy, scary stuff. Actually, I think on turn 15 they probably get somebody in scoring position first. Yeah, I think that's the better play. And then there'll be a handoff this turn. Rushes Space Magic into position. That's 2 players in scoring position now. $30 seconds left on the clock. No bonus time remaining for the Savage Boys, so this is all the time they get for this turn. 2-die block on the line is a POW. Clock is ticking. 20 seconds to go. No action. They've got 10 seconds. Oh, 5 seconds left. That's going to be it. They're not going to pick the ball up this turn. They're going to leave it for the second turn. Oh boy. Turn 16 for Entanglements. A number of scoring threats down pitch. Yeah, there's no way to get this ball down pitch anymore because the pass would have to come to these pitches would have to be to the ball carrier. You can't pass more than once in a turn, which means this pickup would have to have been a handoff, which means on the previous turn, this pickup could have been a pass. And then on turn 16, this could have been a handoff to a pass or even just a pass. Can he get the handoff with anyone? No, not really. I mean, I guess technically they can still pass to a handoff. But boy, it's going to be some tricky business. Even if this pass didn't work out, just like a quick pass or something I can guarantee accuracy to get, even if it doesn't land in someone's hands, just to get the ball down pitch. Defense descending to all these potential receiving threats. Final turn of this game, the Savage Boys. It's going to have to be a pass to a handoff, and there's a lot of marks in the way. There's a lot of everything in the way, but it can happen. Two assists on the number 9 lineman. Might be trying to free up Tizzle Bizzle. One minute down, 1 to go in the ball game. 2-die block, got the POW. It's 1 mark off the Goblin. Trying to remove the second one. Got it. Got the knockdown. Gets an armor break out of this. Or it gets nothing, just a stun. Oh, why the follow-up? I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. Six seconds left. 6 seconds to go. Gotta get this ball down pitch now, but couldn't pick it up. That'll be the game. Oh, an exciting conclusion to this game. 1-0 the score. Entanglements are going to win this one. Very well played by both coaches. Whew. Oh, my heart's racing. And with that win, Entanglements are going to advance into second place. 3 league points they've earned in this game with that win, but they're behind Odin. It's Nuffle by a TD diff of 1. Very, very well played by both coaches. Super, super fun game to watch. We got another game coming this evening. And that's going to be at 8:30 p.m. this evening, Eastern Standard Time. That's UTC -5. That is going to be Dream a Wish Foundation versus Wooden Men and Iron Trees. That's going to be... You know what? I just realized... Those are backwards. I'm pretty sure those are backwards. I'm pretty sure it's Wooden Men and Iron Trees at Dream a Wish Foundation. I'll double check. But it's Dream a Wish Foundation versus Wooden Men and Iron Trees. League champion Nick Satan versus S. Beaver. That's going to be Halflings versus Wood Elves. That's about 3 hours from now. 3 hours, 10 minutes from now. That's going to be a fun one as well. I can't wait for that game. One more game to be scheduled this week, and when that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until 30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's minutes from now. Take care, everybody.